Hello there. Thanks for coming. So this is a stage reading. It's the first time this play has been read out. So it's not an amazing Oscar-winning performance, but hopefully you'll get the gist of the play. I'll be narrating it as we go along. We've got quite a few people doing different characters. So you just have to use your imagination a little bit and think, oh yeah, this is the scene we're in. The play is about Bartholomew Strip in the town of Wayport, which has been in the common land for hundreds of years, but it's going to be developed, and it's about the fight back against the developer's decision. So I hope you enjoy it. Thanks very much for coming, and welcome to Wayport. Here. It's early Sunday morning in Wayport's Riverside Police Station. Inspector Tom Pratchett's door is opened briskly and Larson enters. She is a handsome woman in her early 50s.
Inspector Pratchett.
Bridget.
Please call me Larson.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not, as you say, a girly. I am a Bridget, I'm not a Bridget, I'm a Larson.
Well, take a seat, Bridget. Sorry, Larson, I've been expecting you. Care for a drink?
Water will suffice.
So, welcome to Wayport.
Thank you.
The Archdeacon is full of your praises and believes you're uniquely qualified for the job in hand. Have you worked in the security sector for long?
Well, this is my first time.
Oh, I see.
But that doesn't mean I'm not fit for the job. I am a member of the Danish police force.
Really?
Yes. You sound surprised.
Well, it's just that I don't understand what you're doing here.
Oh, my superiors in Copenhagen have granted me 6 months' leave due to the stress that my last case is said to have caused me.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Don't be. I'm perfectly fine. They just wanted me out of the way because I made fools out of them all. Solved the crime against all odds.
So how did Archdeacon Harper find you?
I didn't want to sit around doing nothing, so when I spotted his advert for a security consultant, I decided to apply. I was employed right away.
Well, that must have been some application.
It was the best he'd ever seen.
Really?
Yes.
Amazing. Tell me more.
About what?
About you, Larson. I'm intrigued.
What would you like to know?
Well, whatever you want to tell me, within reason, of course.
Well, my full name is Bridget Hannett Larson, Bridget without the D and without the E. I was born and raised in Skagen in North Denmark by Olsen and Mary Larson. If I may continue, both my parents are still alive and live in the house where I was brought up with my older brother Michael and our dog Blade. My childhood was satisfactory in the respect that I was fed and watered, but I was starved on the emotional front, and that has affected the way I am today. Gender inequality was unfortunately the norm in my home, and although I preferred hunting and fishing to baking cakes, it was always Michael who headed off for the woods while I was wrapped in a binny. To this day, the thought of baking cakes, smelling cakes, and eating cakes makes me want to urgently run to the hills. And if that humiliation wasn't enough, can you guess what sort of presents I received at Christmas or for my birthday? A brand new speed bike or a simpering doll's house? Roller skates or rollers? A hunter's knife or a cake knife? Boxing gloves or mittens? I became a lonely child because, am I boring you? Of this became crippled by a terrible sense of injustice. As a consequence, I've poured all my adult energy into proving my parents were wrong to assign gender roles to their children. It is the reason why I worked so hard at college and joined the police so young. Such was my dedication that by 25 I became a detective. I've worked on some of the most complex cases in Danish criminal history and have a conviction rate that is beyond reproach. The only thing that my psychiatrist tells me is missing in my life is the ability to form relationships with anyone or anything. However, I strongly disagree on this. with her on this. I think relationships are overrated. Is there anything else you would like to know?
No, that's more than enough.
Good.
Now, I've arranged for you to stay at Happy Days Guest House, which is down on the promenade. It's run by a Mrs. Childs, and although she's a bit batty, she'll make you feel very welcome. Now, here's a map to show you how to get there, and if there's any help you require, please do not hesitate to talk to me, Miss Larson.
I said call me Larson.
Of course, sorry, Larson.
I do have one question.
Yes,
Is there a police gym in Wayport? I like to keep in shape.
I can imagine.
So in answer to my question, is there a police gym in Wayport?
Not at present.
So the answer is no.
Yes.
Yes?
I mean, no.
You mean yes or no?
I mean, yes, we have no police gym in Weeple.
I see.
But I'm sure if I can get you free membership to Hardy's gym.
Oh, that would be good.
So, and Larson,
Yes.
I take it the Archdeacon has fully briefed you about the project.
He wants a report on how to secure the construction site known as Bartholomew Strip.
Has he said anything else?
He's asked me to be discreet.
Good. I'm glad he's told you that.
You are, why?
Well, he wants me to have a word with you about a rather delicate matter. The sale may upset a few people, so he wants you to see if there's going to be any trouble further down the line. We don't want demonstrators setting up something like a protest camp on the strip.
Of course not.
So, if you do find any opponents to the deal, can you infiltrate them a bit? You know, maybe become sort of a mole.
I am to be a mole.
Yes.
Moles are small animals adapted to a subterranean lifestyle. They have cylindrical bodies, velvety fur, very small inconspicuous ears and eyes, reduced hind limbs and short, powerful forelimbs with large paws adapted for digging.
Not that type of mole. This type.
A mole is a long-term spy.
Correct.
Oh, that will be no problem, Inspector.
Good.
So when does the Archdeacon wish to meet me?
He and the developers want us to join them for a lunch.
Good, I look forward to it.
Meanwhile, at St. Bartholomew's Church, Wendy is in the pulpit preaching to a very sparse congregation.
I love the parable of the lost sheep and often read it to myself as I'm finishing the dregs of my hot chocolate before getting ready to go to bed. I find it very comforting to know that God never forgets us, however insignificant we may be to him. But then I adore all the Bible stories, which probably explains why I'm a vicar. Now this morning I want to share with you the thoughts I had yesterday while I was eating a banana in the graveyard. I often take a break out there and enjoy looking at the sea of bobbing gravestones and crosses which hide the mossy grass and which give a short history to the lives that are celebrated in this tranquil place. One gentleman in particular caught my attention and imagination. His name is Caleb Marsh, and he lies by the north wall under the apple tree. I wonder if he's there because he likes apples, or because he was the apple of his loved one's eye. And that set me off. Was he a carrot top? Did he go beetroot when embarrassed? Did he, perhaps, have a cauliflower ear or possess a pea brain? Did he blow raspberries or to do cherry knocking? Did he know his onions? Was he full of beans? Did he meet his wife on a date? And did she give a fig? Or perhaps she was called Olive. I suppose what I'm trying to say is that whoever you are, and whoever you have been chosen to be, Jesus loves you, and he has given you the chance of life beyond the grave. He will never be just words on a headstone. Where Caleb March, son of this parish, now lies, is just a place of passing, and I'm sure he lives forever in heaven with our Lord. And so we go to our last hymn.
Vicar,
We plough the fields and scatter.
Vicar!
Davy, why are you not behind the organ?
Oh, it's not working anymore, you know. I've been complaining about it for weeks. Well, it's puffed its last. The organ is kaput.
Oh dear. Well, never mind. I'm sure everybody has had enough for today. Please help yourself to refreshments, everybody.
This really is the final straw, Wendy. We've had no bells working for over a year, and now the organ's broken, the roof leaks, and the heating is off because the bills haven't been paid. Is it any wonder that the congregation has drifted away?
But there's little more I can do. Without help from the diocese, I've organised car boot sales, tombola, quiz nights, bric-a-brac sales, all to no avail. I haven't even begun to move this arrow up.
Can't Archdeacon Harper do something?
Well, he has shown a lot of interest in St Bartholomew's of late, but whenever I approach the subject, he says his hands are tied.
Unless something is done quickly, this church will close.
Let us pray it never comes to that.
I'll get you a coffee, Wendy.
It's so nice to see you at the service, Honor.
Oh, we promised the Archdeacon we'd pay St Bartholomew's a visit.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh, the coffee's not bad.
I meant the service.
Oh, and the cake is good. Very rich, and I'm sure extremely fattening, but reasonable nonetheless.
The cakes are Mrs. Child's department. Just wait till you try her lemon drizzle cake. That's due for a reappearance next week.
I have a feeling we're otherwise engaged, Vicar.
Please call me Wendy. I realise the church can be a bit formal at times, but I do prefer first names, just as Jesus did. He was far more relaxed than we give him credit for, and I'm sure never insisted on his friends calling him Christ all the time.
Couldn't be easy having the Messiah as one of your mates. Imagine them swearing at him, Christ, Christ, oh Jesus, sorry Jesus. It would have been a complete kerfuffle. Perhaps you should write a sermon about that.
Enters Belinda.
Honor. George, nice to see you both. Will this be the start of a regular attendance or just a fly-by visit?
The Archdeacon is concerned about the church failing congregation and need full restoration. We agreed to come and give him our take on the situation.
In my opinion, the two are linked. Who would seriously want to worship here?
And it's what the Archdeacon is so desperate to address.
Since we have you, and he has been such good friends,
Oh, for some time actually.
that's the first I've heard about it.
Then you need to pay more attention to what's going on around you, Belinda.
So, are we all looking forward to the regatta?
Oh, naturally. Oh, a lot of hard work has gone into making it a success.
So you've enjoyed your first year on the committee then?
Oh, it's been a blast.
The regatta will be the best ever thanks to Honor's stirring efforts.
Actually, George, the regatta will be a success. As always, it's because of the wonderful team it's mustered over the years.
Quite right, Belinda. I think we all deserve a medal, which is why I've asked Mrs. Charles to supply us with some goodies for the meeting at the yacht club tonight.
Very thoughtful, Vicar, but I hope it doesn't distract us as we've got a lot to go through, finalising all the arrangements.
Wendy, the Archdeacon's...
Sorry, Davy.
Archdeacon Harper.
Is here.
You've just missed the service.
I know, I'm dreadfully sorry. Traffic was terrible. What a gem.
I really would like to say.
Then I'm sure it was.
It's lovely to see you, Randolph, and such a surprise. This must be the fourth visit over the last couple of months.
St Bartholomew's has become a bit of a project for me.
That's nice to hear.
I suppose it's time to level up with you, Wendy. A little while ago I was asked by the powers that be to take a good look at St Bartholomew's and report back to its future viability. The church has been failing for too long, and despite your most valiant efforts, there just hasn't been a miraculous turnaround in its fortunes. The place is in need of serious investment, and I'm struggling to justify the expense.
So what can be done?
A particularly good question, Wendy. One I have put a lot of thought into.
And have you come up with any answers?
I think I have.
So?
Bartholomew Strip.
What of it?
Well, as you must know, the church has owned it for centuries, but has always allowed it to be used as common ground. However, it doesn't generate any income, which is a situation that can no longer be tolerated. The strip is prime real estate, crying out for development. And because you haven't raised this arrow from here to here, I advised the church to sell, and they agreed.
But there'll be uproar if that happens.
Regrettably, the lack of support for the church over a long time means that we have to take drastic action. And besides, once everyone has seen our plans, I'm sure things will move forward without a murmur.
What plans?
We've been working with a building contractor who has comprehensive plans drawn up.
So this has been going on for months?
It has.
While all the time you've been watching me struggle to find money.
I wanted you to succeed, but I'm afraid time has simply run out.
So why haven't you told me about this until now?
Discretion has been the key. We wanted everything in place before we move forward.
But what about planning permission?
What about it?
Is the council going to approve the development?
Wayport Council is fully supportive. It has a housing shortage, and we aim to solve this with the construction of Bartholomew's Heights.
Bartholomew Heights.
Naturally, I am aware this news may stir some in good old sleepy Wayport out of their self-induced comas, but they'll soon come round once they see it really is good for the town.
In what possible way?
It will bring quality people to Wayport, with quality bank accounts. And this is almost computer belt country with Londoners. And if you attract them, there will be a huge benefit. Better restaurants, better shops, better facilities, better everything.
I'm not sure people will see it like that.
Well, I'm afraid there's no alternative.
And when exactly are you planning to announce this?
Yes, I thought I'd leave that to you, but sometime today, please.
Me?
Well, I wouldn't want to usurp your authority.
But I don't know the first thing about this.
What's to know? The strip is being sold to pay for the church's restoration. Simple. George, Honour still on for lunch?
Of course, Randolph.
This one's on me, or at least my expenses.
Much appreciated.
And you'll be pleased to know that news of the development will be announced later today.
Ooh, let's hope it goes down well.
We need to keep our guard up.
Has the security consultant arrived yet?
Yes, she has. Tom's bringing her to lunch with us.
Ah, so he's up to speed with everything.
Ever since the moment I offered him the opportunity to buy off plan.
At Happy Days guest house later that day, Larson meets Mrs. Childs.
Ah, you must be Mrs. Larson.
I am.
Oh, Tom phoned to say you'd like to be called that.
Nice to meet you, Mrs. Childs.
Welcome to Happy Days.
It's very kind of you to put up with me.
You mean put you up?
No, put up with me.
Oh, well, I always try to help Tom out. He says you're here on top secret business, so could only trust me to look after you. He and I are old friends, you see, although between you and me, I think he'd like to be more intimate now that I'm single, again due to the passing of Mr. Childs.
He didn't mention anything.
Oh, he's shy and frightened of his emotions. He needs to let himself go.
Police officers don't tend to be the types to let themselves go.
He just needs a bit of time, that's all.
You've been doing a lot of baking, Mrs. Childs.
Oh, do you like cooking?
I detest it.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's not your fault, not your problem. It's just something I need to get over.
I've been making some pastries and cakes for the regatta committee meeting this evening at the Royal Wayport Yacht Club.
Are a lot of people going?
Not really, but I do like to impress, and I always do a hamper for Tom to take home afterwards. Don't want him to starve.
Ready for your lift, Mrs. Childs?
Oh, good to go, Wendy.
Oh, hello there.
Can I introduce you to Larson? She's staying with me for a while.
Hello, Larson. I'm Wendy, the vicar of St. Bartholomew's.
Nice to meet you.
Sorry I'm late, Mrs. Childs. It's been in my mind. I've had my mind all over the place since I heard the news about Bartholomew's strip.
What news?
I don't know if I should say yet. I've got to make an announcement tonight, but I don't know where to begin.
Well, why not try it out on me first then?
I suppose I could, but please don't say anything until it's official.
Okay.
Bartholomew's strip is to be sold.
Really?
Yes.
How? Why?
Even though it's been used as common land, it's always been owned by the church.
Oh, I never knew.
I don't think many people do.
So why is it being sold? What on earth has made the church decide to do something like that?
St Bartholomew's is in urgent need of repair.
Which is why you've been trying to raise money for.
And the Archdeacon says his superiors have run out of patience. I'm so worried about the commotion it's going to cause.
Oh, and so you should.
Do you not agree with the decision?
No, I don't. I mean, yes. I know recently people have turned away from God, that congregation sizes have dropped away, but selling off land isn't the answer. We need to make the church relevant again, engage with people and show them that the happiness that religion can bring them, bring back the meaning to lives that are devoid of morality, vacuums of nothingness that imprisons their soul in loneliness.
I see.
We need to make a move, Vicar.
Of course. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful stay in Wayport, Larson, and please feel free to visit me at any time.
I haven't been to church for many, many years, but may try St Bartholomew's. I have embarked on a self-awareness course and need to seek out places for quiet contemplation.
How interesting.
It's all part of the compulsory psychiatric care I'm receiving for my so-called stress.
Oh, dear. Are you going to be all right on your own?
Of course, there's nothing wrong with me.
So what are you going to do while I'm gone?
I'm off to Hardy's gym and then for a wander. Is there anywhere I can go for a quiet drink afterwards?
The Crown and Anchor is the nearest place to the gym.
Oh, but I wouldn't call it quiet.
That evening at the Royal Wayport Yacht Club, the regatta meeting is about to start. People are milling around. Belinda takes her seat.
Can you all please take your seats?
Belinda, Tom, Honor and Wendy sit behind the table opposite them. On facing chairs sit Davy, Kevin, Eddie and Brian. Mrs. Child is serving food and drink.
Thank you, thank you. Can we please have some hush, please? First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for making the effort to get here on time. We're expecting a lot more arrivals shortly, but there's been an accident on the Bolt Road and it's causing severe delays.
And as a thank you for your attendance over the last year, I've asked Mrs. Childs to supply a hot drink, pasties and cakes.
But can you do it quietly, Mrs. Charles? We've a lot to do, so I want to press on.
I'll be invisible, Belinda.
I love your sausage rolls, Mrs. Childs, always have done.
So do I. It's the pastry. So soft, so flaky. What's your secret?
Oh, it's a recipe handed down from my grandmother. I use it in all my baking. Crimp down the middle and knock down the sides, eh, Tom?
Yes, Will, thank you, Mrs. Childs.
He normally calls me Debbie, you know.
Now perhaps we can start proceedings. The regatta starts in a week on Friday, so time is of the essence.
Before that, can I just get a show of hands for coffee? Great. So, Kevin, how do you like it?
White and 2 sugars, please.
Same for me, but 4 sugars, please, Mrs. Childs.
And what about you, Brian?
What are the choices?
Tea or coffee?
Gosh, that's hard.
How on earth can that be hard?
Because I don't normally drink tea or coffee at this time of the evening. It's usually beer.
Still don't see what the problem is.
It's because I like to drink tea or coffee in an even rotation throughout the day. I wakes up, cup of tea at breakfast. Then I have a cup of coffee for 11's. Another cup of tea with my sandwiches, then a cup of coffee in the afternoon. Pick me up.
Which means it must be tea time.
One tea for you then, Brian.
Well, the problem, Mrs. Charles, is that we're working at Davies this afternoon and he kept on supplying us with hot drinks. And I've forgotten which my last one was. It could have been tea or it could have been coffee. No, I honestly can't remember.
I think it was coffee because the amount of tea you were all consuming, we ran out of tea bags.
That's right. We finished up using the coffee machine.
So, if we verified that your last drink was coffee, you can now order tea.
Oh, it's just, I'm not sure I fancy tea. Always get a bit sleepy. These type of meetings. So mainly coffee to pick me up, like.
So order coffee then.
Well, I'll break my routine.
Oh, for goodness sake, can we please move on? Perhaps it would be better if we just brought everything out onto the table so people can help themselves.
Of course, Belinda. I'm just trying to help.
I'm sorry to be such a nuisance, Mrs. Childs.
Oh, don't worry, Brian. You've always been the same. Why, I can remember your mum and I.
Mrs. Childs.
I'm on it, Tom.
We are here this evening to go through the final plans for this year's regatta and give specific tasks to our volunteers. Especially nice to see you all here, as ever, lads.
Always a pleasure, never a chore.
Oh, by the way, Belinda, before I forget, the vicar has an announcement.
Not now, Mrs. Childs, please.
But it's a very important one, isn't it, Wendy?
It can wait.
Would you like me to do it instead?
No.
What's going on, Vicar?
Oh, you tell them, Mrs. Childs.
Oh, the church is selling St Bartholomew Strip to property developers.
Oh, can we have some order, please? Can we have some order, please?
Not until we hear more about the strip.
Surely this can wait till after the meeting is over.
No, it can't. What's Mrs. Childs going on about, Vicar? How can St Bartholomew Strip be sold? We need to discuss this right now.
We do not.
It's okay, Belinda. Kevin's right. This is an important issue and one I'm happy to talk about. As you know, so far it is Bishop Harper that has informed me that the church is selling Bartholomew Strip because the money is needed for repairs.
Well, the strip's been common land for centuries, so how can the church sell it?
Because they've always owned it.
Was this your idea, Vicar?
It was Archdeacon Harper's, actually.
But without it, there's no direct access to the beach.
Where will we go fishing from?
Yeah. Where will our poor Rufus? He's loved a strip since you were a puppy.
What about the children's play park we raised money for?
Randolph Harper's the worst archdeacon we've ever had. Oh, no, that's a little harsh, Kevin. What, you think? All he cares about is himself? Well, personally, I think Archdeacon Harper is an extremely capable man who we are lucky to have. I've talked to him at length on many subjects, and I've always found him sensible and well-informed. Like it or not, very few of you now attend church on a regular basis, and as a direct consequence, it has to adapt to keep itself going. Oh, it's all about money. Bugger tradition and bugger the community.
Language, Kevin.
Well, mind you, the church has never been shy in the accumulation of wealth it claims it requires to survive in this cruel, harsh world.
So is there anything we can do?
Maybe not.
What are you proposing?
We start a protest campaign to stop Bartholomew Strip being sold.
Who's we?
All of us, the people of Wayport, we have to guarantee the strip is here for our children, our children's children, their children's children.
Yeah. It's a lot of children.
Well, we need to set up an SOS campaign.
So what do you have in mind?
Well, save our strip, isn't it? Clever, whatever, you know. Well, we need to save a, you know. Exactly. Whatever not. Honor, over to you.
Oh. Right, SOS.
Yeah, save our strip. Clever, right?
I don't think that's such a good idea.
Whatever not.
I think you should all consider the proposal first. You may be surprised at how wonderful the development is going to be.
What do you know about it, Honor?
I can't talk business here, Davy.
Okay, enough. I think we all need to take a breather. After all, we are here about the regatta.
But there's a lot to digest, don't you think?
Talking of which, can you pass the digestives, then?
No, I'm going to offer them a round first. Honor?
Oh, no thank you, Edward. I have to watch my figure.
Yeah, I don't mind watching it for you.
I'll have a Vicky, Eddie. I gave it Vanity years ago.
Really?
And I'll pitch on it, that's okay.
Which leaves one for the vicar.
Hey, what about me?
You want a diet, Brian?
Oh, I'm not.
It's okay. Eddie, Brian can have the last one.
Thanks, Vicar.
And who wants tea or coffee?
Later on that evening at the Crown and Anchor, Davy is behind the bar chatting to Pete and Tom.
Sorry I didn't get to the meeting, Dave. You've been caught up in that traffic on the road.
Oh, I heard the queues went back as far as Pine Valley. What happened? Was anyone hurt?
I was nothing more than a burst water main, but talk about chaos. Luckily, my officers were able to divert the traffic through the industrial estate and eventually restore order.
Hardly anyone made it, but that didn't stop it being an eventful evening.
Really? What happened?
Well, to be fair, it was news of something besides the regatta that grabbed the headlines. The vicar announced that the church has sold Bartholomew Strip.
What?
Aye, the strip has only been common land because the church has permitted it to be so. Legally, it owns it, and because of financial constraints, it's decided to sell it all to developers.
They can't do that, surely.
St. Bartholomew's is in urgent need of repair and needs serious money spent on it. The Archdeacon thinks it's the only way forward.
I bet Wendy's not happy about it.
Well, she isn't, but I think she appreciates Randolph's dilemma. And I must say that looking at the proposals, I'm inclined to support the development.
You are?
Well, I certainly don't think we should have any knee-jerk reactions and until we've properly considered what the plans entail.
How do you know so much, Tom?
Well, Randolph gave me a brochure to look at. It's very well constructed and you can get copies in the vestry.
And is the developer Atkins Construction? Honor was very evasive when I asked her.
It's not for me to say.
Which I take as a yes.
No comment.
Look, I need to tell Rebecca. Perhaps she can find out.
She's not going to be happy if it is.
Ah, Larson. Did you get membership to the gym today?
Oh, I did. I've just had a great workout.
Excellent.
I'd like to think it was.
Was what?
Excellent.
Oh, right. Yeah. So, Larson, let me introduce you to the landlord, Davy, and our youngest ever harbour master, Pete.
Gentlemen,
It's nice to meet you, Larson.
Likewise.
can I order a drink?
Certainly. What would you like?
Lime and soda, please.
Allow me, Larson,
Allow you what?
to pay for your drink.
Oh, if you feel the need.
So, how are you settling in at Happy Days?
Ah, the rooms are clean and the place has a cosy feel to it. Mrs. Child is most pleasant and very eager to please.
That's good.
And did you pick up the hamper she made for you?
Oh yes, the hamper, of course. Mrs. Childs does the occasional bit of housekeeping and cooking for me. Paid, of course.
Oh, she'd gladly do it for free from what I've seen. She appears to have a lot of affection for you.
It's just a midlife crisis she's going through. I try to ignore it.
You could do worse, Tom.
She's on a mission to capture him, Larson.
But I'm not interested her in that way.
Oh, that's a shame on her.
I'm more interested in women who share the same passions and interests as me.
Such as?
You know, the police, weightlifting, that sort of thing.
Since when have you been into weightlifting, Tom? The only thing I've ever seen you lift is a pint.
Well, you obviously don't know me as well as you think.
If you'll excuse me, gentlemen, I'll catch up on some work.
Of course.
Take a seat by the window.
Wow. Who's that?
Larson. Nothing else but Larson.
Where's she from?
Copenhagen. She's a police officer on a sabbatical and just checking Wayport out for a couple of weeks. Under my guidance, of course.
Blimey. Wayport's a bit different from Copenhagen, isn't it?
Anyway, I'm off. Don't forget to read the development brochure, then we can discuss it tomorrow evening.
I will, sure. Do you want a pint first?
No, thanks. I need to get to a sports shop before it closes.
Whatever for?
I need some new gear for the gym.
Got the gear, but no idea.
See you later, Tom.
See ya.
He seems smitten.
Tom was always a fantasist. He just needs to accept his fate and move on with Mrs. Childs.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I am, poor man.
Still, I'm surprised he's not opposed to the strip being sold.
Me too.
So, we should look for him to support. you know, for setting up the protest group.
Definitely not.
But I take that you and I are, you know, for starters.
Absolutely. Then we need to talk to the lads and get things moving. Talking of which... Okay, lads, the usual?
As ever, we need something strong after the vicar's shock announcement. Not very Christian, is it? Selling land that's been used by us for centuries.
No, it isn't.
We have to stop it.
Look, we have to do what we need, you know, to organise ourselves properly,
Yeah.
to have a clear strategy.
Right.
And I'll be thinking about that. We need expert legal advice to see what are our options and if we can at least delay things. It will cost money, but finding it quickly should be our first goal.
How are we going to do that?
I'm not sure.
We should use the internet.
That's not a bad idea, Brian.
Eddie,
Kev?
it's me that has a good idea, Ed.
Sorry, Kev.
So, what do you have in mind, Brian?
Well, we could launch a crowdfunding campaign.
What's that one, it's done?
Well, it's a way of using the internet to raise small amounts of money from a large number of people.
I need more, Brian.
Well, it's really cheap and simple to set up. In fact, I could have a page ready to put on a platform by tomorrow morning. And before you ask, Kevin, a platform is a place that hosts loads of different crowdfunding initiatives.
Yeah, I knew that.
How do we raise money from it?
We ask for donations from the public.
And will they give them?
If we make it interesting and interactive site, they will. One that shows what sort of people we are and why we are fighting to defend Bartholomew Strip.
And how do you know how to do that?
Well, I'm sure we need to create a site that's constantly changing. That's why using a video is popular. We need to film different things every day which support our cause and engages with the people.
Sort of like little TV programmes.
Yeah, something like that.
But what are you going to film?
Yeah, good point, well made, mate.
Why don't we use our raft to promote SOS? We could have protest banners all over it. The regatta is always even, especially for the raft race, so we'd get our message out to thousands of people.
Yeah, I'm not quite with you, Eddie.
We can film us building the raft.
I still don't see.
It's a way to start engaging with an audience, like Brian said. We can ask for tips and donations as we go along.
Look, at least it's somewhere to start.
Well, that's a great idea, Eddie.
Perhaps you could offer some sailing lessons, Pete.
Yeah, you could put up for the weekend, you know, a room for two at the Crown and Anchor.
Yeah, we could start an online petition to embarrass the church into changing its mind.
Yeah, now we're cooking. Like, what else? What else you got in mind?
Daily reports, interview residents and ask them their memories and why Bartholomew Strip is so important to them. We need to get the whole community involved.
I like it.
Thanks, Kev.
So, what we're going to do, lads, is we're going to start a crowdfunding campaign to save our strip. We'll get interviews with anyone who's anyone in Wayport, make videos of us building a raft, and promote SOS like never before.
It's just what I said.
Yeah, no, I've just said it.
But
Look, who's the leader here, Brian? Who has been designated leader and spokesperson for the lads these last but few glorious years?
that'll be you, Kev.
And who has all the ideas and thinks for the pair of you?
Yeah, I'll be you again, Kev.
Yeah. So whose idea is it to use the internet to save Bartholomew Strip?
Yours, Kev.
Look, it's a great idea, lads. But like, we need to think of other ways of stopping this development. Look, I'm going to phone Rebecca and see if she can help. I mean, she works in PR after all.
Good idea, Pete. And it'd be lovely to see Rebecca again.
Yeah, we'll get a live feed set up tomorrow at the boathouse. Eddie, you got a camera we can use?
Sure.
Good. That's decided then. There's no way we're giving up Bartholomew Strip without a fight. Eddie,
Yes, Kev.
guess what?
What?
You're round.
How about offering one of us as a date? That'll bring in the money.
Good idea, but it'll need to be me.
Why?
Because I'm the best looking and the most sophisticated, isn't it?
But you never go out with girls, Kev.
And you do, I suppose.
I just got a date with a girl from Bridmouth.
Never.
You only taught her online and doesn't even know what she looks like. She hasn't met you, has she yet, Eddie? That's going to become quite of a shock to her.
Yeah. Well, at least I try and get dates and don't sit around on my fat ass waiting for Princess Fairy cakes like Brian the Virgin.
I am not a virgin.
Aren't you?
No.
Yeah, right.
Well, lads, let's face it, neither of you are any good with the ladies. You need to learn from the master. Although I doubt that will work either. You've got to have the X factor like me, like, you know?
Well, why not start teaching them, Kev? There must be someone here you can try your charms on.
But that woman over by the window.
Who's that? I've not seen her before.
Her name is Larson. She's on vacation.
She's staying here?
No, she's on Happy Days.
Blimey, she's gorgeous.
She is.
I wonder if she'd like me to show her around.
Unfortunately, I think prospective Pratchett's already volunteered.
Oh, I bet he has. Still, he won't be able to show her the things I can.
Perhaps you should go and ask her, Kev.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Oi, watch and learn, lads, watch and learn.
No, what Peter's saying, she's a bit different.
What? What do you mean? Well, okay, now you mention it, she does have a sophisticated foreign look, right?
Which means she might not speak English.
Yeah, don't worry about that, I can speak to her, I'm good at languages. Especially the language of love. Mind you, it does seem that she'd rather be alone, right?
You can't be frightened, surely.
Davy, I'm never frightened. Wary, perhaps, but never frightened.
Sounds like you're frightened of me.
So, very well, if I must.
You must.
I'm going to film this.
What for?
Tips.
Bonjour, madame. Parlez français. I was just wondering if his seat was taken. I've not seen you in Wayport before, so just wondered if you'd like some company. Like a view and drink?
I don't think she understands a word, Kev.
Yeah, means you can say anything, she won't understand it.
All right, lads, that's enough. Pardonnez mon mates for their rudeness. Do vous like a Wayport?
Is it not obvious I wish to be alone?
You speak English?
Of course.
Well, you don't sound French.
Did I say I was?
No.
Who are you then?
Larson. I'm a police officer from Denmark.
Well, it wasn't me.
Or me?
No, it definitely wasn't me.
Who are you?
We are the lads.
Yeah.
My name is Kevin and I'm the leader. This is Eddie. This is Bri.
And so what do you want?
Well, I was wondering if you'd like me to show you around Wayport while you're here.
Inspector Pratchett has already offered.
Yeah, but he'll only show you the boring bits. I can show you where all the action is.
Wayport doesn't seem like the place for action.
You'd be mistaken now, Lawson. Something exciting is always going on here. For example, we've just found out about an area of land called Bartholomew Strip, which is being sold, and are setting up a protest group called SOS to stop it. We're going to be stirring things up, so you'll get to see plenty of action.
Yeah, tomorrow, for example, we're going to set up a live webcam of us building our raft for the regatta.
And can I ask why you are filming me?
It's for our website, you know. Just showing a typical scene in Wayport. Thought showing you in conversation with Kev would be a great place to start. You don't mind, do you? It's all in a good cause.
Yeah, well, I mind.
Too bad. Larson?
If you think it will help.
Definitely.
So you are boat builders?
Not exactly.
Would you like to see our raft?
Where is it?
Well, it's at the boathouse.
And where is that?
Are you staying at Happy Days?
I am.
Mrs. Charles knows. She could show you.
Very well, I will attend. When shall we meet?
Tomorrow, 11 to 11:30.
That is not a time.
Shall we just say 11 o'clock then?
11 o'clock.
Larson exits, leaving everyone spellbound. Back at the manor house next morning, Honor, in a black figure-hugging dress, is talking to George, who is closing his phone.
What did Randolph want?
To say how much he enjoyed lunch yesterday and to congratulate you on the brochure. He's already had inquiries about buying off-plan and seems really excited.
Oh, Bartholomew Heights is going to make a lot of people wealthy, especially us.
I can't believe you pulled this off.
Oh, from the moment you let me buy into Atkins and take over your role, I was determined to justify your decision. So immediately set about looking for opportunities. Bartholomew's Strip was the most obvious thing that came to mind.
I'm still surprised how quickly Randolph got on board.
He saw he could make his name within the church by maximising an asset and make money for acting as the middleman.
Oh, he's a shrewd one, the Archdeacon, and his idea of immersing you within the community seems to reap dividends.
I admit, I couldn't see the point of him getting Wendy to propose my services to that bloody regatta committee. But not only did it make me appear a model citizen in the eyes of the superiors, it gave me the chance to introduce myself to some seriously wealthy people in the Wayport area. I pledged to find the regatta new sponsors, and find them I did. It now so happens, of course, that some of them are supplying the financial backbone for Bartholomew's Heights.
This is a huge expansion. Honour. Are you sure we aren't stretching ourselves too far?
Oh, we must have been through this 100 times, George. The only thing your company ever lacked was ambition, and as much as I never want to knock Margaret, she seems to have settled for a comfortable, modest life rather than a fulfilling one. I want you to have a place in society you deserve, George. I want you to mix with the higher echelons of Wayport life and perhaps one day get a deserved knighthood. Sir George Atkins. Oh, go on it. Say it, George.
Oh, Sir George Atkins.
Oh, sounds good, doesn't it?
It does.
And all thanks to this development.
Let's hope that not too many people object.
Oh, people like Rebecca, you mean?
Oh, she didn't sound at all happy when she phoned last night to ask what I knew about Bartholomew Street. And was insistent she's coming down to find out what's going on. I think she knows that Atkins is behind it.
Oh, try not to worry about Rebecca. She'll be fine once she's seen the plans, and I've had the chance to go through them with her.
Well, I wish I had your faith.
Oh,
The doorbell rings.
I wonder who that could be.
oh, deal with it, George, will you? I need to change.
I thought you had already.
George opens the door and Rebecca enters.
Hi, Dad.
Rebecca!
I
wasn't expecting you till mid-morning.
I left early to beat the traffic.
Come in. Let me have a look at you. Oh, you're looking really well.
So are you.
Oh, I can't believe how much I've missed you.
So what's with the new look, Dad? You look a bit formal.
Well, I know.
Are you going shooting or something?
Oh, well,
When have you ever worn tweed?
I know I've always been a jeans and jumper man, but honour, say I need to dress more appropriately.
For what?
My position in Wayport. Honour has great plans for us both.
So where is she?
Well, getting changed. She'll be here in no time and is looking forward to seeing you.
Then that gives me time to say I'm staying at Pete's spare room while I'm down. Don't take it personally, but I feel I'll just be in the way here.
There's no need to, Bex. This is still your home.
I don't think we should rush things, and I like Pete's place. I just want to pick up bits and pieces from my room, though, if that's all right. Is there a problem?
Honor thought the house was looking tired, needed a fresh look. We're refurbishing and started in your room as you weren't here. Your stuff is bagged up in the garage.
But this is Mum's house, and it's my bedroom. You could have discussed it with me first.
Well, we haven't really been talking much recently, though, have we?
Because you spent every waking hour with Honor.
That's not true, Rebecca.
It is, isn't it?
No, it isn't, and I need you to start being more respectful to the pair of us. I know you don't like her, but Honor is a really loving person and giving me the will to carry on with my life. She knows that she can never replace your mother, but wants to help both of us get over her tragic death by helping us let go. Your mother was a wonderful woman, but she's gone and we need to move on.
It sounds like you don't miss Mum at all.
Rebecca!
Sorry. I can't seem to stop lashing out, can I? I miss Mum so much and feel lost without her.
No, but that's not Honor's fault.
I realise that, but you getting together with her all too much too soon for me. Perhaps I can form a relationship with her, but you have to give it time, Dad.
Well, I'm so happy that you believe that.
Ah, Rebecca, how lovely.
Oh, nice to see you, Honor.
Oh, likewise.
Thank you so
You look well.
Thanks, so do you.
Oh, one tries.
So, how are you finding running Atkins Construction?
Oh, it's been challenging for sure, but I'm gradually turning things around.
So, any new contracts in the offering?
Oh, there's one major one.
What's that then?
Let's not talk business first in the morning, Bex. We don't all go and have some breakfast at Shelley's.
I like to talk business.
Okay then. What do you want to talk about?
Has that construction become involved with Bartholomew Strip?
In what respect?
In the respect of being the developers behind it?
Subject to a few more legal hurdles. The answer is yes.
I knew it.
Look, before you kick off, Rebecca, we don't look at the plans.
No, I will not.
Rebecca.
Bartholomew Strip is in the heart and soul of Wayport. Destroying it for profit is morally wrong, and I intend to do everything in my power to stop it.
It's a shame you feel like that.
It is. It's a shame, isn't it?
You're being very unreasonable.
Yeah, doesn't listen to any plans. Things move on, Rebecca.
Perhaps they do, but it's not always about necessarily for the better, is it?
She's being unreasonable, isn't she?
Probably, but quite frankly, I don't care.
At least have a look at the brochure.
No, thank you. I won't have time to read it. I've got a protest group to organise.
All right, can we at least have breakfast?
I'm not hungry anymore, Dad.
Oh, but let's fall out over this.
Too late, we already have.
Rebecca exits and slams the door behind her. The boathouse. Kevin, Brian and Larson are with Mrs. Childs.
Morning, Mrs. Charles. Morning, Larson.
Good morning.
Morning.
Come and inspect our raft, Larson.
Oh, where is it?
Well,
It seems a long way from completion.
early stages, isn't it? Early stages. We've got all the materials. We just need to put them together in some sort of order.
I spent 3 months investigating a fraudulent scam at Copenhagen docks, learning about ship design. This is a workable design that will at least float. Oh, there you go.
Well, yeah, thanks, Larson.
Now, would you like me to help you put up the camera?
Yeah, that would be great.
So what exactly are you lads up to?
Well, we're setting up a camera to watch us building our raft.
I see.
Yeah, right, Brian. Where's Eddie?
Come back to the van to get the camera.
Oh, why didn't he bring it with him?
He forgot.
Okay, Kev, I've got the camera.
Yeah, let's have a look.
It's a nice one.
Yeah. Should we try it out?
Yeah, you say something, Brian.
Hello.
Yeah, you need to say more than that.
I feel a bit stupid.
More than usual?
Eh?
Let me look. Yeah, this camera is fine. Now, where do you want to put it?
I don't know, what about above the window?
Okay, give me a drill.
Okay. Blimey. That was quick. No, do you think it'll work?
Here, let me connect it to our webpage.
Well,
2 seconds, Ken.
Patience, Kevin.
sorry, Lawson, I'm just excited.
Okay, that should do it.
It's good to me. Hello, Mum.
We need to check the camera covers the area where we'll be working.
Act like you're in a TV studio. Face the camera as much as you can and get used to staying in shot.
Okay, let's imagine we're doing like a DIY program, showing the viewers how to use tools. We could start with a saw.
We haven't got a saw.
Well, we'll pretend that.
How?
Well, look at when you play air guitar down the pub.
Well, I can use a saw to wood with a guitar.
Yeah, all right. Look, I'll show you. Good morning, viewers. Kevin Watershed of Wayport here, ready to help you in easy DIY skills.
Oh, this should be interesting.
Like that. One of the most important things a builder needs to be able to do is saw wood. Here is some wood, and here is a saw.
I can't see a saw.
A saw. Very funny, Mrs. Giles.
Shut up, Brian.
Sorry.
Apologies for that, viewers. To continue, you need to hold the wood firm like this, and then saw with your other hand like that. Make a little nick in the wood and start a sawing motion in a regular movement. Manner,
Who's
that.
little Nick, Kev?
Shut up, Eddie.
That's what you're asking.
Yeah, so what does it look like, Larson?
Oh, perfect. Are you ready to go live?
Sure.
Terrific. The battle to save our strip begins.
Yeah.
Right, well, let's crack on with the raft then.
Can I help with that then?
You can help us finish finding the beading.
I will, but I'm not finished. I am Danish. I was trying to have some fun. Was it not a joke?
Oh, it's a start, I suppose.
Meanwhile, outside the Crown and Anchor, Rebecca and Pete are drinking coffee outside under an umbrella.
Thanks for the coffee, Pete.
Looks like you need it. I take it things didn't go well with your dad.
You could say that again. Atkins Construction is definitely behind the development.
What can we do?
I don't know, I really don't recognise my dad anymore.
He's changed. He's become more aloof. He hardly talks to you anymore.
But he used to love chatting with you over a pint.
Yeah, well, that hasn't happened since your mum's accident. He insists I should have stopped the pair of you from going in those conditions, but well, I mean, you were more than capable.
Well, if anyone's to blame, it's me. I should have grabbed her when the mast snapped and knocked her off overboard. I still have nightmares about it. The waves were so strong, I couldn't reach out to her before she was gone.
I mean, it was a tragic accident.
Yeah, and Dad and I have drifted apart ever since.
Yeah, which is sad.
Rebecca, lovely to see you.
Oh, and you, Davy.
Oh, have you heard the news?
I'm fully up to speed and confirm that Atkins Construction is involved.
Oh, I know. I picked up a brochure from the vestry and the name is on the back cover. Here, have a look.
Oh, this costs a lot of money.
And look at the size of that project.
I'm going to write a press release and get the message out. Then we need to approach the local press and TV. And you never know, if we get the tone right, the story may be taken to the nationals. I'll also try and get some celebrities on board.
Working in PR seems to have its advantages.
So, what have you been up to?
Davey's organising a get-together later, like to set some goals.
Such as?
We need to organise a search for wildlife. Sites can be closed if they're protected species like great-crested newts, bats, dormice, or even spiders breeding in them, and evidence of birds nesting in delay, which can actually delay things.
And I've heard the lads have set up a crowdfunding campaign.
Yeah, they have.
I can't believe it.
Check it for yourself. They've gone live.
It's quite a good site.
And there they are, on the live webcam.
What are they doing?
Trying to build a protest graph for the regatta, I think.
They need to do more than that to create an interest.
Well, I think they're planning an interview, interview everyone who's concerned about the strip to build it up, a picture of what life in Wayport is actually like. I mean, they seem to have a good handle on it.
Can we check them out after once we finish our coffees?
Yeah, sure.
Catch you two later.
So, you haven't fallen in love with anyone while you've been away?
God, don't start on that.
Well, have you?
Of course not. Love's far too complicated for this single girl like me.
No, love's not that complicated. It's just something that needs to be worked on.
But I can't seem to have a normal relationship with myself at the moment, let alone anyone else.
You got a good relationship with me?
But that's different.
How?
You're just Pete. That's why. Pete, who I met, sixth form college, and hung around with at break times.
Right. It's better than nothing, isn't it?
Yes, of course. You're my best friend.
So, do you know what today is?
No.
It's the anniversary when we first met.
Really? Gosh. You've got a good memory.
It really wasn't that long ago.
Wasn't it? I'm sorry, Pete. It's just that.
Yeah?
I'm not sure I know who I am anymore. I moved away to get a fresh start, but haven't got anywhere. Mum's death made me question everything about my life. But as much as I've searched for answers, I've found nothing.
But maybe life isn't about you finding these big answers.
What is it about them?
Yeah. So finding yourself, discovering that all you need, I mean, it might be right on your doorstep.
Maybe.
So, do you fancy going sailing with me later?
No thanks.
Fair enough.
But thanks for asking.
Pete, Rebecca, nice to see you both.
Hello, Wendy.
We haven't seen you for ages, Rebecca.
Pete phoned me last night to tell me about the Bartholomew strip, so I came down as soon as I could.
Ah, I see.
What do you think about it?
It's all the Archdeacon's doing, and quite frankly, I'm at a loss what to do. I think it's a terrible decision, but feel obliged to support the church.
The strip mustn't be lost. It's not what the church should be about.
I agree, but feel powerless to do anything about it.
None of us are powerless, Wendy. We have choices.
But what can I do?
You can resign and protest.
But then I'll have no influence at all.
Yeah, and that's asking a lot of Wendy. Like, Bex, the church is her livelihood, and unlike you, she wants to stay in Wayport. No one's going to appreciate her coming back for 5 minutes and making harsh statements like that.
You're right, Pete. Sorry, Wendy. I have no rights to rattle on about choices when I, seem unable to make them myself.
Apology accepted. We're on the same side, Rebecca. Remember that.
I will. So, Pete, the wise one, shall we go and catch up with the lads?
Meanwhile, at the photos, Eddie is trying to get a long piece of timber down the stairs. He is swearing a lot.
Oi, cut that out, Eddie. There may be children watching.
Sorry, Kev. It's just I'm effing stuck on these effing stairs trying to get this effing raft and it's effing doing my effing head in.
Give him a hand, Bri.
Who?
Effing Eddie, that's who.
Freddie?
No, Freddie, Eddie.
I think it's stuck, Kev.
Yeah, and I'm stuck on the stairs.
Oh, let me have a look.
Here, what are you sorting out?
Good idea.
You're careful, Kevin.
Don't be such a wuss, Eddie. When have I ever...
Ow, that hurts.
Yeah, whoops, there you go. Okay, Brian, take it over there. That's the mast.
But it's too short now.
Is it?
Can't we sort of like glue it back together then?
Good idea. We can use this super strength glue my mate gave me from the boatyard. I love glue. Eddie picks up a pot of glue, dips a brush in it, and gets his hand caught on the side. Or I'm stuck, Kev.
For goodness sake. Brian, give him a hand.
Brian gives a man and gets stuck too.
Not literally. Brian, you baboon. Honestly, you two. How can a pot of glue get the better of you two?
Kevin tries to help and gets stuck too. They're all trying to get free. Enter Rebecca and Pete.
Ah.
Hello, lads. Guess who's back?
Hey, Rebecca, good to see you.
In a fix, are we, lads?
Things are proving difficult to put together.
Well, here's some white spirit, to get yourself sorted.
The lads clean themselves up and put away the glue.
No, this raft building log ain't easy, is it?
Yeah, you don't say.
We made the base from an old fiberglass bathtub.
But can you all fit in it? It seems quite small.
Yeah, we'll show you. Lads, come on.
It's a bit of a tight fit, don't you think?
Yeah, that's to help with the slip knot.
He means a slipstream.
Sorry, mate.
You aim to go fast then?
We aim to win.
It's quite something, isn't it?
It is.
She is.
What's her name?
Well, I'm on Rufus after my dog.
Yeah, but Rufus is a boy's name, and this is a she.
I like crafty rafty, but Kev thinks that's soft.
Why is it a she?
What sort of question is that? She's a she.
But who says it's a she?
Well, it can't be he. All sea vessels are she. Always have been, always will be.
I have a question.
Go on.
How have you thought about how you're going to get this raft out of here?
Well, we'll use the stairs.
It looks a tad big to get down those stairs.
Eddie, sure know it will fit.
Eddie gets out the raft and stretches his arms to measure the width of the raft. Holding his arms apart, he then ventures to the stairs. In doing so, he gradually lessens the space, so when he stretches across the stairs, they fit. They are simple.
There you go. I'm sure we'll work it out somehow.
Hey, Rebecca loves your site, lads.
I do, but you need to fill it up with content quickly. Have you taken any clips yet that you could upload?
Well, we started filming Larson teaching us jokes. Yeah.
Who's she?
Look, I'll explain later.
Get the clips up, then I'd like to make a video.
As would I.
Yeah, let's get on it.
We've got to generate content and get our message viral.
Yes.
So, A week later, we're at the Riverside Police Station. Enter Randolph, Honor, and Tom.
How are you, Tom?
Overworked and underpaid.
And you, Honor?
Oh, good. Thank you, Randolph.
You know, Honor, I've so enjoyed being involved in this sale. I think I may change professions. I spent a lifetime in the cloth and fancy some pleasure on earth for a change.
Oh, you could always work for me, finding other ecclesiastical sites.
I'd love to.
Are there that many church sites available?
Of course there are. The Church of England is one of the country's biggest landowners. It has an enormous estate, which includes properties in villages, towns and cities across the country. And it accounts for a third of its assets, as well as owning large parts of land in cathedral cities such as Canterbury, York, Peterborough. The church also has investments in commercial and residential properties, just as Hyde Park Estate in London.
That's a lot of wealth for an institution for the poor.
However, many churches have been slow to consider the development of their land to help with Britain's housing crisis.
Of course.
Yeah, but Bartholomew Heights will show the way, and it's a bold and imaginative vision.
Ah, cutting-edge architecture is moving away from traditional rules, breaking free from the norm. Look how that arch curves over the balcony window. And here, look at this. Have you seen anything like it? And not only will the houses be built and furnished to the highest specifications, they'll also be completely sustainable.
Yes, quite. This is going to be a major development, Tom, which is why we wanted you in at the beginning.
Well, I'm flattered.
In the meantime, we need to consolidate our position in Wayport to ensure there's no threat of legal action against us.
Oh, I thought you said the strip was sold.
It is subject to a few minor technicalities.
So what's the problem?
There isn't one, as long as everything is resolved quickly.
But if it isn't?
It could lead to unnecessary delays, and we don't want it to go down that route. Investors could get cold feet and our profitable venture fail. No more early retirement for you, Tom. There's a lot of red faces for me and my business associates.
Well, what can we do?
Make sure the development goes ahead with a minimum of fuss and opposition.
Which means?
We need to stamp on anything that looks as if it will oppose us.
You mean like SOS?
Precisely.
Larson's been checking it out.
Oh, and what has she discovered?
I'll ask her. She's only next door. Can you spare us a minute, Larson?
Thanks for infiltrating our opponents last week, Larson.
No problem.
So have you anything to report?
Are there any signs of trouble?
Kevin Watershed, Edward Edwards and Brian Denning, aka The Lads, have set up a crowdfunding platform to stop the development. They are attacking the problem by trying to get donations so they can engage with legal experts to help delay and ultimately close the whole project down.
Oh, we know that, Larson.
So what is your assessment of their effectiveness so far?
Oh, they are attracting a lot of attention through their antics on the live streaming and the video clips they are making. The ones of the lads trying to teach me jokes are particularly popular.
Why are you in clips?
Inspector Pratchett told me as a mole is a long-term spy. I have done this type of work before and I would have lost their trust if I had refused to help them.
Mrs. Childs has shown me clips of the lads building their raft for the regatta. What's that got to do with Bartholomew's strip?
The lads are asking for people to sponsor it and intend to have an SOS banner on board when they race. They think that it is a good way to promote themselves, especially since Honor has managed to get the local station to cover the regatta.
But why would watching three incompetents building a raft be interesting?
Oh, you need to have a look. Here we go.
What's Brian doing with that hammer?
What? That doesn't look anything like a raft.
Ouch! Ooh, that must have hurt.
Is Kev dancing?
No, he's slipping on oil.
I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Nor can most people, which is why it's so popular.
What are all these videos?
Testimonials from supporters who oppose your development and clips of different aspects of life in Wayport. See here? Pete is offering people to bid for sailing lessons. And on this one, Davy is offering a weekend for two at the Crown and Anchor.
And this one is of you.
Correct.
Are they generating any income?
Not of any significance, but these things can grow very quickly if you're not careful.
Oh, we need to close it down.
But it's not illegal.
Well, we must be able to do something.
The focus for everything seems to be on that raft. What about banning the raft from the regatta?
On what grounds?
Well, did you say they'd found new sponsors for this year?
Yes.
Then threaten the committee that your sponsors will withdraw their support if the lands aren't banned. And say they don't want their images associated with anything so controversial.
Do you think it'll work?
It may.
Is there anything else to report?
Yes, David Stockhampton and Peter Brentwood are looking to stop the work on ecological grounds. Rebecca Atkins is doing an excellent job with the PR and contacting every media outlet she can think of.
Yes, we need the land fenced off as soon as possible. I'll make an appointment for you to see the vicar this afternoon so she can show you around the strip. You've done a great job as a mole, but the quicker you can finish your report on the best way to secure the site, the quicker we can do it. I'll put her in the picture about who you really are.
Well, the vicar seems reluctant to embrace your vision, Archdeacon.
I'm aware of that, but it's not an issue. She's weak, and will do exactly as she's told.
So all in all, good work, Larson.
So, do you want me to remain as a mole?
No, you've done enough now.
Very well.
So if that's everything,
It is, Tom. Thank you for your time.
Oh, I'm off to have a word with the sponsors.
gosh, Larson, so much excitement. Are you sure you can handle it?
This is Wayport, Inspector, not Copenhagen.
Even so.
Oh, I'll survive.
I've made you lunch, Tom.
Oh, that's very nice, Mrs. Childs, but Larson and I are off to the gym.
It's a ploughman's.
Well, if he doesn't want it, I'll have it.
Well, I didn't mean that. Of course, thank you, Mrs. Childs.
Debbie to you, Thomas.
The Royal Wayport Yacht Club. Davy and Pete and the lads are hoping Belinda get ready for the regatta meeting.
Are the marquee riggers on site, Pete?
They're open first thing, as soon as we get the roads off. They've got the flower marquee up and ready, and I've got someone organising the electrics.
Great, David. Can you be on site when entrants start bringing their flowers in from 3 onwards?
Of course.
Are you set for the flower competition, Belinda?
Your sweet peas are looking tremendous.
Yeah, and then he says you've got huge melons.
Be quiet, Brian.
Of course I'm set. I love the regatta flower competition. I really do. It's the culmination of all the love and care I give my plants over the last year, nurturing them from seeds, prickling them out into individual pots,
Does she say prick, Kev?
and finally transferring them outside into my garden, watering them every morning and last thing at night, going on midnight snail and slug patrol.
So, what are your stars this year? You got any?
Oh, my fuchsias for sure. Celia Smedley, Cynthia's, Heidi Ann, Lady in Black, Lenora, Mrs. Popple, and Ting-a-ling.
Sounds like a residence from a care room.
Are you and the lads ready to do security for tonight? There shouldn't be any trouble, but you never know.
Yeah, we're good to go, and Mrs. Charles has made us an enormous hamper to get us through the night.
Afternoon, Honor. Glad you could join us.
Oh, sorry I'm late, but I've been trying to sort out a crisis.
What sort of crisis?
It's to do with the lads and their raft.
Eh?
I've got letters and emails from all our major sponsors stating that if the raft supporting SOS is not banned, they'll withdraw funding for this year's regatta.
What?
Any sort of controversy is bad for their public image.
But how are we controversial?
Oh, you're bringing your political ambition into a family event, and the sponsors don't like it.
What political ambition? I never even wanted to be a prefect.
Right.
But the lads always enter the raft race. It's traditional.
Yeah, and we work really hard on it.
Sorry, everyone, but I think our hands are tied.
It's absolutely nonsense, Honor.
But unfortunately, our sponsors are adamant.
Which is why I was so intent that we keep to our traditional ones. At least we knew they were where we were with them.
Which was nowhere.
I resent that.
Everyone was happy with the increased revenue I brought in.
And look where that greed has got us now.
Well, if we can't be in the raft race, then we resign as volunteers.
Okay, okay, don't be like that. I'm sure we can work out a compromise.
How?
I don't know, but the regatta need you.
We'll survive.
Will you? We'll see. Wayport may seem slow and dull to someone like you, but you know what? It works for most of us. Banning a raft won't stop us. It'll make us stronger.
Here.
We're getting a lot of support and will propose a boycott of the regatta, because guess what? Your sponsors will be even more unhappy if no one turns up.
That's not going to happen though, is it, Kevin?
We rely on our volunteers for everything. Honour, security, information, guides, judges.
Look, now, come on, everyone. Let's not act in haste. Let's actually think about this.
We have to decide this by a committee vote.
Maybe, but the fact remains that if we don't ban the lads, you will bankrupt the regatta. It'll be a disaster it may never recover from.
Oh, this is terrible. Surely we can work something out.
Well, until it is, we're on strike.
Yeah, and we've got more important things to do, like saving Bartholomew's strip.
Lads, please, the regatta needs you. This is a nightmare on there.
Who's going to do the look and the marquees tonight?
Oh, George and I will do it.
Well, we need to gather everyone together and make sure nobody else leaves.
Well, I think that everyone's going to follow the lad's example.
Oh, it's going to. What did you think? It's going to be an absolute flop. Well, it is already, isn't it? Like it is already.
Meanwhile, back at the church, enter Wendy and Larson.
So, the Archdeacon tells me you're his securities consultant.
I am.
So why have you been helping SOS?
I was asked to report on any opposition to Bartholomew's Heights.
By spying?
I'm just doing my job.
But that's awful, Larson. Can't you even see that?
See what?
People have really taken you to their hearts, especially the lads. They trusted you and thought you wanted to help them.
I concede my actions could be misconstrued.
Well, at least that's something.
If the truth be told, I've started to feel affinity with Wayport and its people. It's made me consider how I engage with the world and my relationship with it. I think I know what my psychiatrist was referring to in some of our sessions.
Relationships exist between everyone and everything, and our job is to try and understand those around us so we can interact with them and grow as people.
I'm beginning to see that now. So do you still mind showing me around?
Not at all. You never know, you may fall in love with the strip as much as I have.
We'll see.
So, this is St Bartholomew's Church, Larson. It was built in the early 15th century. Although there are accounts of religious activity taking place around here going back as far as the Domesday Book. The south side of the church was rebuilt and the north aisles extend around the middle of the 18th century, while the organ was added about 10 years later. We can seat 240 people, and the church was built in the early English perpendicular style. We have 4 bells donated by the Earl of Wayport to commemorate the loss of his son at the Battle of Trafalgar, and 7 gargoyles which remove the rain from the roof.
It's very beautiful.
Would you like to spend some time in there alone?
Why?
Well, you mentioned you were looking to find a place to contemplate in.
Oh, I don't think this is one of them. It's too old and I would spend all my time getting agitated by its state of disrepair.
Of course.
I can see why the Archdeacon needs to raise money for it.
Of course.
So, is this Bartholomew Strip?
It is, and it stretches from here to the edge of the cliff over there, and then to the right, and then it goes into the green.
So, why is there a problem? It seems a useless parcel of land which would look far better with houses on it.
The people of Wayport have used this area for recreation for centuries. It gives them a lot of pleasure.
But there is nothing to do.
On the contrary, there's lots to do. It's a place to come and be at one with nature. Look at the view. Listen to the sea and the birds. Smell the wild flowers. Walk, run, cycle, play games. Head down to the beach.
So why don't you try to stop this sale?
I want to, but the Archdeacon has warned me off.
You should stand up for what you believe in.
But what am I to do? Surely God would never condone such a sale. Where were he in all this? I wish he would give me a sign.
Oh, my impression of God is that he has better things to worry about better things to do than worry about a small patch of land in Wayport.
Well, the God I believe in doesn't work like that. He is here for everyone, and here for every concern. No matter how minor it may seem. Perhaps I'm not getting a sign because I'm clearly in the wrong profession.
It sounds as if you are angry with God.
Perhaps I am.
Why?
Because I'm confused. I feel like I keep making the wrong choices, and the path I thought he had chosen for me is in fact the wrong one.
I'm sure God, whoever he or she or it is, would want you to be just the person you want to be, so that you can get back the self-respect and esteem which it is so obvious to me that you are lacking in.
You can be harsh, Larson. Has anyone ever told you that?
Many times.
Hello, you two. Have you come to join me?
What are you up to?
I'm having another look around to see if I can find any otters. Someone said that they thought they saw one yesterday at the point, and if there is one there, it could stop the development.
Well, I don't think Larson will be helping you.
Why ever not?
She's just disclosed that she works as a security consultant for Atkins and the Archdeacon.
What?
Larson has been working against you all this time.
But you said you were here on vacation.
That was a lie.
I don't believe it.
I've just been doing my job.
But what about all the help you've been doing giving the lads?
It was a way of keeping tabs on what SOS was up to.
The lads welcomed you into their world, Larson.
I'm aware of that, and have indeed felt privileged to be a part of their gang. It was something I was missing out on in my childhood.
They would be really hurt when they find out that you've betrayed them.
As I said to Wendy, I have not deliberately caused any upset.
Well, you failed spectacularly.
What's going on here?
Yeah, everyone seems very serious.
We've just discovered that Larson is working for Acton Construction
No.
and been spying on us.
No way.
Yes, Wade.
I thought you were one of us, Larson.
I'm sorry I gave you that impression.
We thought you liked being with us.
I have.
But that wasn't true if you were spying on us.
I admit I was asked to keep an eye on you, but I must also admit that despite myself, I found myself warming to you and to your cause.
Bit sneaky though, spying on us.
There was nothing personal meant by it.
Well, then I guess this is goodbye, Larson.
Yeah, sorry, Larson, but we can't see you anymore.
Yeah, you were the best, Larson, but not anymore.
I understand the position I have put you in.
Take care, Larson.
It was nice knowing you all.
The turn up for the
Well,
book.
it certainly is, mate.
So why are you all here? Thought you were helping with the last minute preparations for a regatta.
Lorna's got our raft band on the pretext that all the sponsors will pull out if it ends. So we've resigned.
There's been uproar on the net. People are going to boycott, being volunteers and boycott the regatta itself.
Yeah, so we need to take things up a notch. No, we're not building a raft. We need to do something else.
Like what?
Reenact some periods from Wayport's history.
As in Acton.
Go, yes.
And you would reenact these scenes by Acton, then where?
Right here on the strip.
We want to act out the parts of Horace Walliams, Wayport's famous poet smuggler and his band of merry poets.
I've never heard of him.
Yeah, we've done some research, isn't it?
Where?
Tell her, kid.
Well, to be honest, I don't think Wayport has any history, and what is history anyway? Like, you know, it's all just a load of made-up stories, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which means what?
We've made it up.
That must have taken some doing.
Nothing like 10 shots of tequila can solve.
Where on earth did you get that idea of Horace Williams?
My sister and her friends were watching a late night TV show on songwriting, and one of the stars said, you just need to find words that rhyme, then fill out the middle. We had already told them of our plans, so they came up with the idea of Horace Williams, and then wrote some poems.
Sure, boy.
Will my day arrive at last? Or is it here already? Have I learned to stop this weight and make my life more steady?
See? Already rhymes with steady.
And the bit in the middle?
That's just a load of old bollocks.
Can I do one, Kev?
Be my guest.
How easy love is in a garden, yet how rotten in the street. Though nothing in this world compares to the smell of Brian's feet.
Oh, I get it. Street and feet, very clever.
Eddie, I really like poems. We've even come up with one.
You never told me. Let's hear it then.
Little John made Marion, gave her a fried tuck. Made Robin made Will Scarlet, because Robin's Hood got stuck.
Oh, wrong, isn't it? Yeah, no. Certainly different.
Might be good.
Right. But certainly different, but I'm not sure how this is going to help us. Here's Kevin. You've got a message.
Oh, what's that?
From Johnson & Johnson.
What? Not the Johnson & Johnson.
I'll tell you. It would appear, so listen to this. Hi lads, Johnson and I have become huge fans of your online video. We love your work and wondered if if there was anything we could do to help. Have a couple of days off so could pop down to see you. We're at the Crown and Anchor right now. All the best, J&J.
OMG.
Ooh. My press release must have worked.
Yeah, and our website.
You've just hit the big time, fellas.
Yeah, bullshit. That's just someone trolling us.
We get it all the time. We had Tom Cruise send us a good luck message last week. As if.
Well, want to go to the pub and to find out?
Yeah, I suppose so. But in our time, eh, lads?
You're right. No one fools the lads.
No.
You can help me look for an otter if you like.
Lead on, McRuff.
Ah.
Meanwhile, back at the Crown and Anchor, Davy is behind the bar. Enter the worst ventriloquist act in history, Johnson & Johnson.
Good heavens, it can't be.
Can it be what?
It's Johnson & Johnson, isn't it?
And you are?
Oh, Davy the landlord, I can't believe you're in town. Welcome to Wakeboard.
Thank you.
It's great to see you. You two are such stars.
No, I'm the star.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This gimp just drags me down. Oi, that's not very nice, Johnson. Tough. I didn't get any sleep last night. I had a crap breakfast and even worse, I had lunch on the train and I'm in a very, very bad mood.
Anything I can get to cheer you up?
I'll have a pint, thanks, Davy. And I'll have a whiskey chaser.
Johnson & Johnson, I don't believe it.
You really are here. We thought it was a hoax.
Quick, selfie.
But we love your show.
I can't believe you're both here.
Well, we want to help SOS.
That's incredible.
Oh, so can we film a routine with you?
Why not? You're the funniest trio to ever set us thrown down for some time. Who writes all your material?
No one, we just makes it up as we goes along.
That's even better.
So have you got any good jokes we could use?
Oh, well, that would be telling. Johnson, they're our fans. They love whatever we say. Surely just a quick one.
Yeah, Johnson, one quick one.
Well, you can do the honours. Have you seen the movie Constipation?
No.
It's not surprising. It doesn't come out yet.
I don't get it.
In more ways than one, I should imagine.
Nice one, Johnson.
Try this one, Brian.
Go on.
Why was the sand wet?
Dunno.
Because the seaweed.
I still don't get it.
You're too quick for him, Johnson.
It would appear so.
So when did you arrive?
Oh, about 3 hours ago. We wanted to have a look around before announcing our arrival. Get a feel for the place.
So do you like what you see?
Yes, no, yes.
Pardon?
I love it. And I hate it.
Oh, what a dilemma. So which of you two has the final say?
He does.
Oh, I see. What an interesting situation you find yourselves in. Do you two ever agree on anything?
Oh, you've got to be joking. It's thick as poop, whereas I'm a borderline genius. Oh, God decided it was a good idea to partner us up. I'd never know.
Oh, if you two can't get along, perhaps you should consider splitting up.
Oh, he wouldn't know what to do without me.
And they can't split up. They're like Laurel and Hardy. You can't have one without the other, can you?
Thanks for trying to come and help us.
Well, we know you're on your website looking to raise some money, to cover the legal costs.
That's right, but we're not there yet.
Which is why we're going to pay for them.
Wow.
But there is a catch. Well, not so much of a catch as a catch. Well, we'll only pay for it if you let us have a date with Larson.
Larson?
Yeah, he's been hooked on her for the first time he saw her.
Well, that may prove tricky.
Which is why we've offered you this cash incentive.
Yeah, we'll get on to it straight away, mate.
Now, if you'll excuse us, gentlemen, we are heading back to hotel. You'll have until tomorrow morning to get Larson to agree to a date.
Oh, I can't believe Johnson & Johnson have come into tiny old Wayport.
And that they'll pay for all legal fees.
If we get Larson to agree to a date.
Yeah, we have to persuade her. Show her how important Bartholomew Strip is to us all.
She works for the Archdeacon.
And we basically told her to bug off.
Yeah, we can fix this.
How?
Let's take her fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you heard me. Since she's been here, she's been talking about contemplation and finding herself, like. And there's no better way to do that than by fishing off Bartholomew Strip. We need to find some emotion in her so we can understand our cause and agree to help us.
So when should we ask her?
Well, we'll get her to meet us by our boat for 6. That'll give us a couple of hours before the tide turns.
And who's going to ask her?
Well, me, naturally. I'll step up to the mark, as usual. But I'm warning you two, no silly business. We have to be on our best behaviour. We cannot blow it.
What, like balloon?
Exactly the kind of stupid remark we could do without.
Sorry, Kev.
We'll try our best.
God help us.
Oh, indeed. Here, Kev, I've got a card. Do you want it?
Go on then. Well, Lawson? It's Kevin. Kevin Watershed. Yeah. No, I'm fine, thanks, yeah. No, that's fine. I understand. Just doing your job. Blimey, what's that screaming? Tom's pressing weights, except now. Oh my dear. Yeah, you better call an ambulance. Yeah, just quickly. Listen, the lads and I would like to take you fishing. Yeah, fishing, yeah. Well, like there's no hard feelings, like, yeah? You mentioned wanting to contemplate, so thought we could help. Perfect. Okay, see you by the boathouse, say 6 o'clock. Yeah, all right, yeah.
Early evening, Larson and the lads are aboard a boat in the mouth of the Wey estuary.
So is Tom all right?
He's fine. He just pulled a muscle. I got Mrs. Childs to pick him up and take him home.
So what do you think of our boat?
Oh, it looks a lot safer than the raft.
Yeah, we've been using it for years.
So, am I forgiven?
A bit.
After our encounter earlier today, I was extremely upset and troubled, so decided to seek some time alone in the church. Once I'd calmed my anxiety down as to the state of its disrepair, I had time to think, and think I did.
Yeah, me and the lads try and avoid that sort of thing.
It took some time, but eventually I realised that being with you lads has been the first relationship I've really enjoyed. And because I value it, I've decided that in the morning I will quit as security consultant and join you.
That's great news, Larson.
Yeah, I always said you were the best.
Yeah, in fact, we've a favour to ask you in that regard.
I'll do it, whatever it is, but now I wish to go fishing while the sun is with us. Thanks for inviting me. I've always wanted to do it. It's just something I've never got round to.
Of course. So anyway, Larson, this is my rod. What?
Nothing, Kev.
You can laugh at nothing.
It's because you said Rob, Kev.
Yeah, that's because this is my rod. What now?
You said it again.
Say what again?
Rob!
What is wrong with Kevin's rod? It looks a fine rod to me.
Oh, please, lass, no more.
Oh, what is wrong with those
I have
two?
no idea.
Kevin, give me a rod. I want to feel it.
Be careful, I haven't used it for a couple of months, so it may be a bit stiff.
Isn't that the truth?
Will you two please shut up?
Oh, I used to envy my brothers when I was young. I was so jealous that he had one and I didn't, that I used to follow him everywhere so I could watch him. But do you know what was so annoying? He never used it properly. He just used to play with it.
Did you ever get to have a go with it?
Oh, my brother was not very nice to me at Christmas and occasionally on my birthday. If I pleaded and was subservient to him, he would let me go with him to the lake so I could really have some fun with it. Are you two okay?
Sorry.
Do I make you laugh, Eddie?
Oh, Lawson, sorry.
What is so funny?
It's just that in English, rod can mean something else.
Like what?
Well, rod can mean dick.
Oh, why would a rod be called a dick? Surely rod means rod and dick means dick.
Only with that simple.
Oh, they're being childish, Lawson.
I find speaking English as confusing as its people. Why can't a word mean what it says? I mean, this is a rod, nothing else.
Well, technically it's a fishing rod.
So what else can it mean?
Well, it could be the name of someone. Like, there's a bloke in Primworth called Rod. He runs a post office.
So there are people named after a fishing rod?
No. They're called Rodney, but it often shortens to Rod.
As in fishing rod?
No, just Rod.
But then Eddie said that rod is another name for Dick, and I thought Dick was the name of someone. My father was friendly with a man called Dick, which he said was short for the name Richard, but he never mentioned that he could be called Rod too.
I suppose it's a bit odd that we have so many different names for people. Richard can be rich.
As in wealthy?
No, just rich.
Or Richie.
Or Dick.
Or Dickie.
Or Tricky Dicky.
Ah, like Richard Nixon.
Richard,
Oh, never mind. Please just enlighten me as to the source of your amusement.
well, they're talking about my, you know what.
I don't know what.
It's John Thomas.
John Thomas? I thought you said it was Dick.
John Thomas is another name for Willie.
Rod is Dick, is John Thomas is Willie.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're speaking another language.
Yeah, they're all nicknames for the same thing.
Which is what?
It's Zipper Ripper.
Excuse me.
Trouser Snake.
I'm none the
Thrill
wiser.
Drill. Rumble Foreskin.
I'm none the wiser.
Python of Love. Long Don Silver. Knob Goblin.
Schlong.
The Dictator, Coctopus, Captain Winky,
Heat
Beef
sinking
Bayonet.
Yeah, heat sinking moisture missile.
Oh,
Justin Bieber.
Stop
Lord
it.
Hardwick.
Stop it.
Sergeant Stiving.
Still none the
Enough.
wiser.
Cock.
Nope.
P.
You don't say that, Kev.
Oh,
Yeah, that's not nice.
What isn't nice?
well, the real word,
Which is, say it,
I can't.
Eddie.
Edith.
Speak up.
Brian, you say it.
Why me?
Because you don't get embarrassed like me, Kev.
You want me to say?
Yeah.
Okay. Penis.
Penis.
You don't have to say it as well, Larson.
Penis, penis, penis. What is wrong with
Oh,
that?
dear God, Lawson, you have so much to learn about English.
But penis is the name for the male sexual organ, as same as vagina is for the female one. What is wrong with saying that?
Oh, Lawson, please.
Please what?
Don't use that word again.
Vagina?
Oh,
Tell her to stop.
Lawson,
Kev.
please, if you're going to mention a woman's private, can you just use, like, another word, you know, so blatant?
Such as?
Pussy is good.
Oh, funny.
Honey pot.
Muff, snatch, front, bottom, you know, you name it.
Anything is better than...
Vagina?
Yes.
Okay. So,
So, what happens now?
nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing, we just sit and wait.
And how is this fun?
Because sometimes it's fun just to do nothing.
But I've never done nothing in my life,
Good. Then this is a new experience for you.
I suppose.
The lads and Larson are silent for a while. Larson looks increasingly uncomfortable.
I haven't caught anything yet. Sorry.
A little while passes, sounds of birds are heard, as are the splashes of fish in the water.
Something is pulling.
Okay, start to reel it in slowly.
You'll have to show me.
Slowly.
Kevin gets behind Larson and helps her. Suddenly the line goes slack and they both fall back.
Oh, sorry, Kevin. What just happened?
Was it the otter Rebecca was searching
Where
for?
is it?
Over there, floating on his back.
Oh, that's a seal.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Still a beautiful sight, isn't it, Larson?
So I can see. You are a revelation, Kevin. I never thought you were so one with one at nature.
I just like doing nothing once in a while. In being amongst nature, it's the best way to do it.
Silence resumed. Kevin gets out his tobacco and makes 4 rolling cigarettes. He offers them around, but Larson declines. Kevin puts the spare one behind his ear.
Can I ask a question, Kevin?
Fire away.
What are you thinking about at this precise moment?
Nothing.
I don't seem to be able to do it. Can you teach me?
I'll try.
So,
Listen.
listen to what?
Listen.
I'm sorry, I need more guidance. What are you listening to?
To the wind, to the birds. I'm listening to everything.
You're right, Kevin. The quieter it gets, the more I can hear.
And then once you've mastered that, do the same for your eyes. See, I let mine roam from the sea to the shore, and then all around the clouds in a slow, sweeping motion we go.
Okay, I'm trying.
That's the idea, but slow it down.
Okay, I'm trying.
And
I'm trying. You're right, Kevin, again. It's like I'm looking at a different world.
finally,
You mean there's more?
taking all the different smells.
Smells?
I can smell the salt. I can smell the wooded shore.
He smells my fart.
That was his balls. Eddie,
This is amazing. I've only ever used my senses in pursuit of a solution to a crime. I've always used them for a purpose and never realised that what I was missing by letting them enjoy nothingness.
and that is the secret of life as revealed by Kevin Watershed.
Can we have a bit of music now then, Kev?
If you like,
Could I sing you a Danish love song instead?
a Danish love song.
Oh, it's just come back to me straight out of the nothingness. It reminds me of my first crush when I was 14. It is very tender.
What a revelation you are, Larson.
Here upon the sea I sit, thinking of my love for it. At last my head is set in peace, the worries of my life have ceased. Love me like a seagull soars, and love me as the blue sea roars. Hold my hand when I'm unsteady, hold me back when I'm not ready. Hug me when I feel alone, hug me when I come back home. For in this little boat I sit, watching the sea, wondering if it has answers to my sorrow. Will I have my love tomorrow?
The lads and Larson are static against the setting sun, and the scene gradually fades. The next morning, Mrs. Charles, Rebecca and Larson are at courtrooms.
I'm surprised you called, Larson.
Oh, Mrs. Childs gave me your number.
So why are we here?
I suppose you can say I have started to see life from another angle. The last thing my therapist advised me to do was to spend time in contemplation, so I could try and listen to my heart instead of my head. Being in Wayport has helped me to do this, And I'm starting to understand the defences I've built around myself and the reasons for them. Last night on the lads' boat reaffirmed to me that there is more to life than work, and that it is a greater achievement to be yourself with others, to share the simple joys of being alive and part of something, however small it may be.
You still haven't answered my question.
The lads have had an offer from an act called Johnston & Johnston, who said they'll pay all the legal fees for SOS if I go on a date with them. I've agreed, but need some advice on what to wear.
What about your security consultation?
Oh, I left my letter for resignation on Randolph's desk here to pick up in the morning.
So what's the problem?
Well, I've never worn a dress or a skirt.
Why ever not?
I have issues with gender inequality.
So, what's changed?
I need to be more adventurous.
Okay, so let's start with these, shall we?
Larson starts to take off her clothes.
Larson, should we use changing rooms on this?
Larson gets behind the curtain. She quickly re-emerges in a dress.
Oh, my, Larson. You have legs.
Oh, well, of course I do. How else would I stand?
I mean, you have legs that we can all see now. You've got your trousers off.
And it's strange. I feel more vulnerable with this dress on than when I am totally naked.
But you don't get naked in public, do you?
Of course. When I go swimming in the sea, I'm always naked, but this feels different.
It makes you look sexy.
I've never understood sexy.
Oh, you'd be dangerous if you did.
Do you do sexy, Mrs. Childs?
Yes. And that's why I'm dangerous.
So are we done?
Done? We haven't even started. Those boots have got to go. You need a handbag, and we've got to do something with your hair.
We need to try you in these heels.
Larson takes off her boots and puts on heels.
Here, these are nice.
Oh, what a peculiar feeling. Do women really wear these things? I've never taken much notice.
I'm not a big fan.
Oh, they make me too tall, don't they?
Oh, you can never be too tall, Larson.
So is Tom okay after his accident yesterday?
He's given himself a hernia. He's flat on his back. So I've moved in to help his recovery.
Never to move out?
Oh, you see right through me, Larson.
Larson goes into the changing room to put another outfit on. She talks
So-
from behind the curtain.
Can I have some background on Johnston & Johnston?
They were famous years ago, but disappeared over time. However, they've made a huge comeback thanks to the internet activity and are on prime time television.
But why do you refer to him as them? Isn't Johnston a ventriloquist?
Johnson is a very strange man. You can talk to him without his dummy present, but it becomes a crutch for him.
Interesting. I am sure I will have something to connect with him about if he also has defences which make him socially awkward.
You're not the only one who's built up unnecessary defences.
What do you mean?
I seem to have done nothing else since my mum died.
I'm sorry to hear that. How did it happen?
It was a boating accident.
What a shame.
And I've not set foot on a boat since that day.
Why not?
I feel wrong somehow, like I'm betraying my mum.
But do you think she would see it that way?
Of course not. She'd just want me to be happy,
And start sailing again?
amongst other things.
Like what?
Being close to my dad.
Perhaps when you have moved on, that will follow. It's a pity to fall out with your parents, at least that's what my psychiatrist tells me. It's not healthy to let them influence your lives forever.
We fell out after my mum drowned. We were both carried around the guilt that it was our fault and we acted badly to it.
Can't you patch it up?
Neither of us want to make the first move, and Bartholomew's strip has put an even bigger wedge between us.
Sounds like you both need a shove in the right direction.
You're probably right.
And what about Pete?
What about him?
Well, you obviously like him and he likes you.
You think?
I think.
It's complicated.
Larson comes out of the changing room.
So, how do I look?
Oh, stunning.
Knockout.
So, I believe my date is going to be streamed live on the internet. Will you both be watching?
I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Nor would I.
Outside the Crown and Anchor, it's the evening. Johnson & Johnson are waiting for Larson with Brian. Davy is serving drinks. Larson approaches.
So, you just want me to record everything to go out live?
Well, are you okay with that?
Sure.
Oh, God. Here's Larson. Oh, no.
Don't you like her?
I don't.
Oh, so what's the problem?
Johnson. He's besotted.
I don't understand.
Head over heels. Spitting.
But that's good, isn't it?
Not when I can't stand her, it isn't.
Well, that seems a shame.
It's because we have such different views on things. We have conflict.
Lawson, you look stunning.
Thank you, Davy.
My pleasure.
You must be Johnston and Johnston.
Thank you for coming.
Okay, I hope I'm worth the money.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Johnston, and this is my partner, Johnston.
Pleased to...
Pleased to meet you.
And what do you two do?
We're a comedy act. Though you'd find it hard to believe the more you get to know us.
I don't understand why you want to pay for a date.
You have no idea, do you?
None.
Look, it would make a great instalment for the SOS, which is why Brian is filming us. I hope you don't mind. My date with Larson.
No. Hi, Larson.
Ah, Brian.
Brian goes to another table and starts filming.
Besides which, he rather has the hots for you, Larson. Quiet, Johnson.
I suppose I must be flattered.
Don't be. He might like you, but I can't stand you.
Why ever not?
Because when he's nervous, he gets me to say all these cheesy lines for him. No, I don't. Yes, he does. Watch this. There's something in your eyes. No compromise. And they fascinate me, intrigue me. I want to know your eyes. There's something in your voice. Soft velvet tones, no bones to pick. Gentle and soothing. I want to know your voice. There's something in your mind. A life refined, an image of perfect life as my wife.
Doesn't he ever shut up?
Duh. I'm here, you know.
Can't you leave him in your hotel or
Look,
something?
I've tried in the past, but it never works. All I get is, where's Johnson? Oh, haven't you brought him with you? That's a shame. There's so much more fun when you're around. What, the other day, Tina and I, we remember the time where we were...
Surely Johnston is just a dummy.
If only that were true, Larson, but the fact is that Johnson is real. And I'm stuck with him.
I understand personal complex issues. I have many myself. However, I have been engaging with a psychiatrist who has taught me that through meditation I can discover about my conscious and subconscious selves, and that it will make it easier for them to coexist.
Oh, that's deep.
It might help you. Since I've been in Wayport, I have been bombarded with different perspectives of everything from the way people think, the way they act, and even the way they speak. I'm tired of seeing life as linear and rational, and I'm tired of searching for everything to have a reason. I feel that there are mystical, external forces stronger than humans' rationality.
Now, that's value for money already.
So, do you two think you can do me a favour?
It depends.
Brian, can you stop filming for a minute?
Oh, will do.
Larson whispers in Johnson's ear. She then sits back in her chair.
Well, no, there's something I need to deal with first.
Be my guest.
Johnson, we need to talk. That's all we ever do, isn't it? Sit down. I am sat down, dummy. I'll dummy you if you don't shut up. I'm all ears. We have a problem. You don't say. We've been together too long. Look, I couldn't put it better myself. I couldn't. You took the words straight out my mouth. I did. You did. I did. So what shall we do? I've already thought of that. You have. I have. So I'm going to partner with McCarthy. 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 Are you serious? I'm serious. But he is such an arse, that's right. But not such an arse as me, as you. As me, I see. No hard feelings, no hard feelings. You know what, Johnson? Larson's right. I need to be free of you once and for all. As if that's ever going to happen. Watch this. What are you doing? I'm getting rid of you out of my life forever.
Johnson throws the dummy into the harbour.
Goodbye, Johnson, and good riddance.
Johnson watches as the dummy gets washed out to sea.
That was dramatic.
Well, I've just got rid of Johnson.
I can see. Are you okay? So, what are you going to do with your newfound freedom? Please speak to me, Johnston.
I've spent years wondering what to do for people, so in my real life, and now that this is my chance, I could get a new haircut, a skinhead, or a perm, or even a short back and sides. I could try different styles, teddy boy, punk, hippie, suited and booted, different cars, different flats, a different job. I wouldn't mind putting my hand in anything. Salesman, lorry driver, shop assistant, lifeguard. The future is bright, isn't it, Larson?
I think so.
Except, it isn't, of course. How can it be? Whatever I do, wherever I go, no one will ever notice me without Johnson. Whether I like it or not, my life has turned around the day that Johnson walked out of my life. We move on, but he was my friend and my confidant, and without him I am nothing. Oh dear Lord, what have I done? He's always able to say the things I've never been able to come out with. He's the gift of the gab, you know what I mean? And I need him. I need him now. Larson, I need you to help me.
Johnson starts to cry out to Johnson.
Johnson! Johnston!
Oh, Rebecca, thank God.
Oh, I can see what's happening on my phone.
We need help.
Johnson, whatever's the matter?
Oh, sorry. I've got to help him in a moment of madness. I threw Johnson to the sea. Look at him. He's bobbing in the harbour mouth. You need to help me. To save him, please, I'm begging you.
I'll go and fetch Pete, and we can get him. We can get him out.
Bloody thing. But there isn't time. Can you sail?
I can and I can't.
Sorry, what's the problem?
I'm sorry.
But if you don't do something quickly, I'll lose my partner and be charged with murder. Please, Rebecca, this is an emergency.
Oh, okay, I'll do it. Just wait there.
You want me to crew?
Yes, come on. We'll use Pete's boat. Come on.
The Royal Wayport Yacht Club. Enter Randolph and Tom.
We're really struggling. All our volunteers are dropping out.
But who cares about a stupid regatta?
Everyone, honour. Absolutely everyone.
But I didn't have any choice but to ban the lads.
Well, can't we reinstate them?
Oh, you need to hold your nerve. The regatta cannot be held ransom by a bunch of hoodlums. We can make it work.
Why are you limping, Tom?
I've overdone it at the gym.
All this chaos is your fault, Honor.
Oh, it can be sorted. We just need to juggle things around a bit, that's all.
Honor, I've just found out that Johnston & Johnson are in town.
Oh, really?
They want to pay SOS legal fees for a date with Larson.
Why?
As they've seen her on the internet and have taken a shine to her.
Oh, Larson must not agree to go out with them.
But she handed her notices this morning.
Did she give a reason?
Just said she'd changed her priorities.
Which means she may have crossed over to SOS.
Yeah.
What are we going to do, Randolph?
We need to act now and block off the strip. I'm going to send in the instructors in to secure the site. Hopefully there will be no distractions as everyone's focus is on the regatta.
Well, so long as it's legal, Randolph, and that there are no problems. My force is stretched as it is.
Yeah, everything will be fine, I'm sure.
It seems very heavy-handed.
Well, what choice do we have?
The choice that we're making, the best decision for Wayport and not just ourselves. If money is raised and a legitimate legal argument is made to stop this build, then we can accept that.
Right.
Well, I can't let Atkins take that risk, George.
You need to see this, George.
Why? What's going on?
Look, Rebecca, she's in my boat.
Who's that with her?
Looks like Larson.
Come on, let's move.
Where are you going, George?
To see my daughter, if that's all right with you.
Meanwhile, on the quayside, Johnson & Johnson, Larson and Rebecca.
You both saved my life. How can I ever thank you?
It was nothing.
Oh, you're shivering, Rebecca.
Oh, that shock.
What's been going on? Is everyone all right?
Rebecca has saved Johnston. She took your boat.
Why, you sailed it okay.
I did, Pete. I actually did.
George runs up and hugs Rebecca.
How are you feeling?
Fine. A little shock, but fine.
You were great.
Oh, we can't thank you enough.
I can't believe you got into that boat again.
Circumstances overtook things, but I'm glad they did. It's time for me to stop dwelling on Mum's accident and move on. It wasn't my fault, and it wasn't your fault, Dad. It was an accident, an awful, stupid accident. I'm so sorry it happened, but which did.
We need to start over again.
We do.
But first we need to do something important.
Like what?
The Archdeacon is getting the strip closed off as we speak, and we need to stop it.
But you're totally behind this development.
I was, but seeing you just now has changed my opinion.
Are you serious?
I am. I may not have been a controlling share in Atkins anymore, but I can see the influence that the outcome of Bartholomew's strip has had.
Is everyone
Move fast.
Is everyone okay? George, are you okay?
We're all fine, thanks, but need to act quickly to save the strip.
What's happened?
Archdeacon Harper is shutting it off.
When?
Now,
Then we need to act.
which is what I've been saying.
Well, let's occupy St. Bartholomew's.
You can't do that. It's a house of God.
So we wouldn't be welcome.
Of course you would. God loves you.
But nothing. We need to occupy the church and mobilise numbers. We've picked up a lot of supporters on the internet and can get them to occupy the church and the strip.
But I'll lose my job.
But didn't Jesus take direct action when he threw all the moneylenders out of the temple? You need to do this to save the soul away, Port Wendy. And this is your chance to prove yourself to yourself.
You're right. I don't care anymore. If serving my God means not serving the church, then so be it.
Lads, we need to organise food, water, blankets, and set up a live internet siege. Let the siege of Bartholomew Strip begin!
Everyone leaves except for Johnson & Johnson, who address their audience directly through Brian's camera.
Looks like we've produced a happy ending for Rebecca and George, folks. Well, who wouldn't do their best for a person like Larson? And to all our fans, we need you. Make your way down to Bartholomew Strip now to help us with our occupation and lead the SOS to victory. We'll be performing as well, and thanks to George seeing sense and making up with his daughter. They'll mess you up, your sons and daughters. I shouldn't say it, but I feel I ought to. They'll add nothing in your life. It's another lie. They'll just consume it till the day you die. Your kids will moan their whole lives through at injustices, at slights, but mainly at you. No parent is worse, no future less bright. The home is a nest of fight. Resorts to a school report, arguments well crafted, destroyed as a sport. The endless revision by you and not them. The resistance to logic and thought was a gem. My hands on mystery to man, it's true. So please heed this advice from me to you. For a life of hell, avoid. A good life with children is just an exception.
Here, things are going ballistic. People are coming from everywhere, Eddie. Open the door, show them where we are, mate.
Hi, everyone. We order, lads. Thanks for coming. Mrs. Childs has made coffee and tea, and the Women's Institute are bringing cake. If anyone else has bought stuff, please put it on the tables in the corner.
I can't believe it. Where has everybody come from?
It's our followers. There's going to be loads more.
We need to set up groups to direct people and marshals. Then we can get the tent set up in an orderly line on the strip.
Any sign of Randolph?
No, but I imagine he'll be here soon.
I've never seen the church so full.
This is going to be like all your Christmases in one. Larson, you look amazing.
Thanks, but this dress is getting in the way.
Larson tears her dress off to the waist so she can move around easier Dave, Pete and Rebecca arrive next.
Wow, lads, you caused a sensation.
I always feel sorry for Honor, but this is a matter of life and death.
Yeah, what can we do to help, Wendy?
Can you help Larson with the marshalling?
Enter Tom and Randolph.
What the hell's going on?
Get these people out of this church now.
This is the house of God. Everybody is welcome.
Yes, well, they're trespassing and on the strip too.
It's still common land. They can do what they want.
You'll get sacked for this.
Oh, hello, Tom. Isn't this exciting?
No, it isn't. And I want it to stop now.
Yes, this is an outrage, Tom. Get your men here at once.
I wouldn't if I were you, Tom,
Why ever not?
because if you do, I will never bake a cake or pastry for you ever again.
Don't be so ridiculous, Debbie.
I mean it, Tom.
Is there a problem?
No, Randolph.
It's cakes or no cakes.
But I can't make that sort of choice.
Call it in, Tom.
Let's wait for a bit.
I said call it in, Tom.
And do what?
The lads are setting up a live broadcast and will have thousands viewing. The national press and TV are already on their way.
Well, I can't get the contractors on site now.
Well, we need to keep our cool and hope this blows over.
But you haven't seen how many people are arriving.
Has anyone seen George? Why isn't he here?
He is here.
Where?
Over there. Giving an interview to a TV camera.
Well, I hope he's giving our side of the story. That anarchy cannot win the day.
By the way, why is he holding Rebecca's hand? I somehow doubt it.
But we've been on the phone to our media contracts and selling them out somewhere down. We've said we'll be doing a show for people to entertain them.
This is madness.
Are you ready to say some words, Wendy?
Oh, you're fired if you do.
Welcome all to St Bartholomew's. This dear old church has been part of Wayport for hundreds of years. It has stood for simple Christian values and has witnessed the milestones of the Wayportian lives through all time. Baptisms, confirmations, marriages, even funerals. If we could all talk to the past and all the people for whom this church was so special, such as Caleb March, then we hear for sure how much they support our actions tonight.
Hooray!
Isn't it a joy to witness this amount of love in a place that's supposed to be about love and of the teachings of Jesus? He knew love meant joy, laughter and surrender to something larger than everyday concerns, and preached that love is to trust in love and to go on trusting even when it hurts.
Hooray!
I'd now like Archdeacon Harper to add his words.
It's truly wonderful to see so many people here tonight who share a passion for St Bartholomew's Church and its strip. I have been greatly moved by this evening, and I'm sure an amicable solution to the sale can somehow be reached. Thank you.
And now can we introduce Johnson and Johnson?
And perhaps tomorrow, you can all go to support the wonderful regatta, especially the raft race, which will feature SOS's very own lad-made raft.
Money is pouring in for Bartholomew Strip. Regatta the next day. Davy is commentating on the raft race.
And they're off. And so from left to right we have boy oh boy manned by the Ferguson brothers, ships of Foo's crew by the Bratz hairdressers, from 4th Street not a yacht sailed by the Navy cadets from Bridmouth Academy, McRafferty crew by the valiant lads from Wayport, and finally peer pressure rowed by the teachers from Wayport Grammar. Ships of Fools is pulling away, but there seems to be some flashing abreast, which has distracted the Ferguson brothers. Not your yacht is going round in circles, while oh dear, oh no, Rafferty McRafferty is looking very low in the water. Very low indeed. In fact, it's sinking. The lads are looking distressed as all their hard labour literally goes down beneath them. Eddie's trying to swim. Oh, onto a buoy, oh boy. But the Fergusons are pushing him off with a fender. Brian looks like he's drowning. Oh, and Kevin is standing like a pelican. Oh, what remains of the mast but holds on. Someone's stripping off and is diving into the harbour. Can anyone see who it is? Really, okay, I've been reliably informed that it's a rescuer. It's none other than Larson. She has Brian by his life jacket and is hauling him with her to pick up Eddie. My goodness, she's so strong. She's got them to the harbour steps and I can see Pete helping him out. Meanwhile, Larson is back and front crawling to Kevin, who is nothing more than a floating head staring frozen with cold fear. But Larson has him. Kevin is rescued. The crew of Rafferty McRafferty lived to fight another day. Well done, Larson. Meanwhile, back at the race.
Next Sunday at the yacht club, everyone is arriving.
So glad to see you all. This year's regatta has been the most successful ever. So please help yourself to food and drink as a thank you.
Well done, Belinda.
Thank you for your support, Davy.
Oh, I'm delighted your Fuchsius won gold.
Oh, well, what can I say except...
Oh, they were your best exhibits ever.
Quite.
Oh, is the Major coming?
He'll be here shortly.
Oh, I better check we get enough whiskey in then.
Belinda's milking this evening as guests mingle. Randolph, George and Honor are talking.
Have you talked to the church, Randolph?
I have, and it's changed its mind about selling in light of all the publicity.
Oh.
I suppose you're delighted.
Oh, no, not delighted. I realise how much work you put into the project and the sincerity you had for Bartholomew's Heights.
Oh, well, things haven't worked out so bad. SOS has pledged the money they've raised to help restore some Bartholomew's, which has delighted my superiors.
Oh, that's excellent news.
And as compensation to Atkins, they promised to give us your firm first refusal on any new sites due to be released for development.
Oh, I'm glad.
Let me get you another drink.
I see you've dressed down again, George.
Oh, this one I feel comfortable in, Honor.
Oh, so what do we do now?
Do you think we can carry on?
I still love you, George, but I'm not sure our relationship can survive us working together.
Oh, I agree.
You do?
It's about time I retired, so I'm giving up my share of the business.
To whom?
Me, Honor.
You?
Welcome, partner.
Tell me, is this some kind of joke?
It's not a joke. I want to come home. I think my PR skills could work for Atkins Construction.
Well, things move on, Honor.
Indeed they do.
And we'll be leaving Wayport. Well done.
Agreed. Wayport is just not ready for me yet.
And are you finished with the regatta too?
Absolutely.
Well, the sponsor's happy despite the lads racing.
Thanks to the multitude of SOS Sands. The regatta broke all attendance records, so yes.
I'm glad you're coming home, Rebecca.
So am I.
So, we gonna sail again together?
In more ways than one.
And to Mrs. Charles, Tom, Larson and Johnson & Johnson.
Oh, I'll miss you, Larson.
I've enjoyed my time here, Mrs. Charles.
I hope you think it's been worthwhile.
It has.
And what are you going to do?
I'm going with Johnston & Johnston to their next gig in Bridmouth, and then we shall see. Perhaps we will go to Skagen to meet my parents.
It could be called love, could it, Johnson? Yak!
By the way, Larson, I've seen the highlights of your date with Johnson Johnson. You set me up, didn't you?
Whatever gives you that idea?
Thank you for helping me find my mojo, Larson. I feel like a new woman. I've rediscovered my faith and I can't wait to restructure the fortune of St. Bartholomew's.
I really didn't do anything.
You listened to my problems and used my quintessential Nordic logic of yours to put me back on the straight and narrow.
We are the lads, we are the lads, we are the lads. Thanks everyone, but we couldn't have done the Battle of Bartholomew Strip without all of you, especially Rebecca, Pete, Davy, Johnson & Johnson, Belinda, Mrs. Childs, and last but not least, our very own Larson.
So what should we do with all the money we've raised?
Well, it's been agreed to give it to the church so we can get them bells ringing again.
Oh, brilliant. I've always fancied myself as a bit of a campanologist.
And what are you lads going to do?
Well, once things have calmed down and we finish with the media, who knows? We always get by, Larson, don't we? Don't worry. Don't worry about
Will we
us.
see you again?
I'm not one to build up false hopes.
We'd love you to return.
Yeah, we'll miss you, Larson.
And I think I'll miss you too.
But there's 3 of us.
I mean, I'll miss all 3 of you too.
Forever?
Forever.
That's more like it.
And we thought of a name for next year's raft.
You're going to build another one?
Of course. And it's going to be called Larson McLarson.
I'm flattered.
Well, you're almost one of the lads now.
But that would break up you as a threesome, wouldn't it?
No. Nothing can break up the lads.
What, nothing?
Listen, whatever happens, whether it be plague, hurricane, tornado, drought, war, nuclear wipeout, Martian takeover, I don't know what, there will always be the lads because
They're
the artists, they're the artists, they're the artists in the world, they're the artists in the world.
Psst, but don't tell their mums.
Don't get it.
Shut up, Brian. Lights go down. End of play.
Thanks, Mum.